I am a woman, not here to please you.
Hey you guys, it is Vanessa and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. This week I am sharing 3 dinners and 1 dessert, and let me tell you, you are going to want to make this pecan cheesecake pie for Thanksgiving dinner.
I make mistakes I never made before, but either way I know I made up my mind.
Alright, so before dessert, let's do dinner. This is a French onion beef casserole. I found the recipe on Pinterest and I will link everything I'm sharing with you here down below. I'm gonna say off right off the bat that it calls for Lay's French onion dip. I don't have that around where I live, so I bought this one here, which is also a sour cream dip, and I thought it would be pretty similar. However, the recipe is going to change a little bit. If you want to make it per Pinterest, I will link it below, but just keep watching because I'm about to blow your mind with an epicure spice. So first off, we just need to cook up our ground beef, and I'm just seasoning that you guys with straight up salt and pepper. And I'm just using a Gotham steel nonstick pan right now, and you will need a 9x13 dish to cook it all in. All right, so I was like, you know what? I must be able to come up with something. So I took my sour cream and I took my 3 onion dip mix from Epicure. Leave a comment down below if you guys use their spices. I absolutely love them. So I went ahead and added about a good 3 or 4 tablespoons or little palmfuls of this mix to a cup of sour cream. And I ended up using only this and the 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Originally, I thought I would use this and the hell of a good dip that I showed you guys at the beginning, but honestly, when I add it all to the pan, you're gonna see it seemed like enough liquid to me. But you guys do you, add, subtract, do what you need to do to get the consistency that you guys think you'll like. But this is how I did it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this was amazing. So stinking good. Like comfort food at its best, you guys.
Dennis Schroeder will be bringing to LA. Yeah, that we can't do it until tomorrow. Something smells good out there.
It smells amazing.
What is it?
Alright, so now we have our delicious meat mixture. You heard that right? Oh well, don't worry, it tastes amazing, you guys. So I am adding the entire package of cooked egg noodles to this mixture, stirring it up the best I can. I'm kind of missing my rock pan. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know I use that often, but it's been sticking, you guys, so that was 1 year before the coating went on it. I'm not happy. But I love my new Gotham steel pan, and I'm gonna dump all of this into a 9x13 baking dish. I'm sure you could easily half this and make it in like a 9x9 if you wanted to make something for a smaller portion, like a family of 4, because I will tell you, this served us for 2 days and we are 6 people. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth it out into this pan and top it off with some French's fried onions. I used an entire can, you guys. You could probably mix this up. They have jalapeno ones and stuff that I bet would be good. You can really make this however you want it. So I put this in the oven at around 350 or 375 for 20-25 minutes, just till everything is kind of cohesive and bubbly, because everything is cooked, right? You just want it to smell amazing. realize not everyone stays till the end of my videos, which is why I put this first. Please make this. It's so, so good. Okay, we are having meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Now this is a meatloaf that I freezer meal prepped in a video, which I will link below. Super, super easy, guys. This is just an aluminum pan I get from the dollar store, and I pre-make usually a couple of these and stick them in the freezer for nights like tonight when I didn't feel like getting too involved in the kitchen. So first up, I stuck my meatloaf in the oven. I usually cook that around 350, 375, and then I'll crank the heat to brown it up. Usually takes about 45 minutes, especially if I do a thinner one like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep some potatoes here. I haven't washed them yet because I'll wash them after I cut them. And I'm cutting them into fairly good sized pieces because we're gonna go ahead and pressure cook these in the foodie. If you haven't checked out my Ninja Foodie video, go do that. Super easy, you guys. Once you start pressure cooking your potatoes, you will never do it another way. Go ahead and stick them in your Instant Pot or your foodie. I cook them on high pressure for 9 minutes with a cup of liquid in the bottom, and today I'm using beef broth because we're going to go ahead and use that to mash up our potatoes. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my meatloaf out and let it rest because we're actually going to be frying this tonight. Now I decided to just use a brown gravy mix and decided to throw in a splash of this Swiss chalet seasoning mix, which is just kind of like a poultry seasoning, and add a little bit more water, and voila, I have this strange gravy concoction. And if you follow me, you know this is usually how I make gravy. Just go with your gut instinct, guys. You know what you like to eat and what tastes good. So I'm gonna go ahead and microwave some frozen corn with a couple pads of butter as well. My spouse and I love watching cooking shows, and we love watching The Phantom Gourmet. It's one of our favorite shows. Every Sunday we watch it, and we always watch them make like these delicious meatloaf sandwiches or fried meatloaf, and I guess it's just not something that we eat here on the East Coast in Canada that way. So ever since I've seen it, I always take our meatloaf, slice it up, and fry it in a little bit of canola oil just to give it a little bit of a crisp edge. It's just a really great way to do especially leftover meatloaf, just to kind of give it a little extra life and a little extra pizzazz. So we fry it up and then we put it on top of some delicious mashed potatoes and gravy, and you guys, this is comfort food at its best. Now, I'm not using all of the broth that's in the bottom of this foodie for my potatoes. I'm just using probably 1/4 cup at the most, and I'm using this in place of milk or cream. If you want to use milk, go for it. Sometimes I do, but when I'm making a meal like this, sometimes I just want it to be kind of extra beefy, and it just helps my potatoes, which are a little bit dry, and keeps the dairy out. But here it is, guys, super delicious mashed beefy potatoes with super rich gravy and delicious pan-fried meatloaf. I mean, come on. I'm eating this with my eyes right now. All right, now we can have dessert. Leave me a comment down below if you guys know what kind of cookbook this is. This is really popular here in Canada. Company's Coming is very famous, and I am making this 2-layer pecan pie, or I call it pecan cheesecake pie. Now, this isn't pecan cheesecake. It's literally a layer of cheesecake and a layer of pecan pie. And what I love about this pie is if you find pecan pie a little bit too rich, it can be quite strong in flavor. The cheesecake cuts that richness and takes away some of that sweetness because it's a little bit tart and not bitter. That's not the right flavor. That's not the right word, but it just balances each other out, so it makes it far more tolerable. And honestly, I feel like it's going to satisfy very many taste buds. So you saw there, I switched to my masha, which is a potato masher thing that I have just to kind of help cream the cream cheese a little better, but I'll tell you, it turns out fine no matter what. Now, what I also love about this recipe is there's no top layer because it's a pecan pie, and I'm just using frozen pie crust. Next, we're going to work on the pecan pie layer. You guys, it really doesn't get much easier. It's funny because I sent my mom a message and said, I just made the easiest pie ever. And she said, well, easy for you, maybe. I said, okay, I can appreciate that. But you guys saw what just happened. Cream cheese layer, 4 ingredients. Pecan pie layer, like 4 or 5 ingredients. You pour that on top of the cream cheese. It's super basic and you don't have to heat anything up on the stove, nothing like that. You're using straight up corn syrup. I'm not saying this is the healthiest pie, but it's Thanksgiving. Be thankful and eat your pecan cheesecake pie. It's so good, guys. Like so good. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but toot toot to companies coming and Jean Perret for making an amazing recipe. I will say I threw some aluminum foil sprayed with some nonstick cooking spray over top because it was starting to get dark and I didn't want it to burn. But you guys, just take a look at this. It is perfection. It's still a little bit warm, so once it's set up in the fridge, everybody inhaled this, and I cannot wait to make this for Christmas. And I figured I should show you guys what we also ate for supper this night. Good old OG tortellini. I use classical sweet basil marinara. I use this frozen tortellini. I buy it at Costco, you guys. It comes fresh. I throw it in the freezer. Sauce, tortellini, garlic bread. Super simple meal.
What are you doing? What's she doing? Why you guys being silly? Go get her. Oh, she need a drink. Why you all hyped up, Mom? Hey, don't scratch your butt on YouTube.
So on that rare occasion when mom's home alone because everyone's at a sleepover or someone has an activity or Jamie's not home, this is what I feed myself, you guys. And I wasn't gonna put this in here, and I said, you know what, this is real life what's for dinner. This week what's for dinner, for one, is ham sandwiches on little brioche slider rolls. This is probably one of my favorite way to eat sandwiches, you guys. I mean, I could easily just get plain old sandwich bread, but if you want to spice it up a little bit, use a Hawaiian roll or something, and don't even bake it. Just eat it like this. I'm just using some ham and some turkey and some nice iceberg lettuce with some mustard. Are you guys mustard or mayo or both? Leave a comment down below. I'm Miracle Whip if we're going to get really specific. I have some of this jalapeno heat Monterey Jack cheese. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers using it lately, so threw it on my sandwich, a few gherkins, and your girl is so happy. And there you have it, you guys. Another week of meals. Some weeks are 3 meals and some are 7 meals. Let's be honest, some nights are takeout and some nights aren't. And last week, you guys, was just one of those weeks. I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Let me know if you try this pie because I'm telling you, it was so good. I mean, would I lie to you guys? Absolutely not. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.